Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's a lot colder and windier than the last update. I actually have a winter jacket on this time. Go figure, in January. Who wears a coat in January, right? Anyway, since I did the first update on the progress of the IBM facility demolition here on North Street, east of McKinley, it's been about a week. So I figured we'd take another look at the site and check out how much progress they've made or how much progress they haven't made. Give the video a thumbs up. If you want some exclusive behind-the-scenes content here at the site, make sure to join us on Patreon or become a YouTube member. Super awesome content over there as well, and we look forward to seeing you over there. Thank you to the people that currently support us. Let's go take a look at the site and see the progress they've made in a week. Alright, so we're over on the far east side of the project. And you know, to be very honest, they haven't really made a whole ton of progress. They've made more progress in the back that I'll show you in a minute, and I'm sure you'll see it from the air too. And here's the long reach excavator, as multiple people have corrected me. Hope I'm saying that right this time. And yeah, so they've cleared a little bit of dirt over here. They've got all of that stairwell down that you saw in the first video. Nothing on the main building yet, but what you'll see in a second here is on the back of the site, they've gotten a significant amount of work done. Man, my eyes are watering and my tears are freezing as it does. Let's zoom in on that window here, or that doorway, and see if we can see anything interesting inside. Well, it's a hallway. I wouldn't call it interesting, but it's there. Move over a little bit here. You got a broken window. Let's go up to the next floor. Those look like cobwebs or something. That's fascinating. And, you know, I had no idea the building was made out of brick. Or maybe not all of it is. Maybe just the part around those doors. But, yeah, very interesting design choices. And then, very kindly, they've left out a pile of bricks for people to take from the old building. I have old bricks from the other facility they tore down, the old EJ plant they tore down in West Endicott, so I don't really need a brick. And then as you walk around the site here, they have signs everywhere: asbestos, cancer, and lung disease hazard, authorized personnel only. Yeah, I'm not trying to catch some lung disease, so I'm good, or cancer. They've got some tractor trailers in the lot over here. They were using this parking lot and all the parking lots up that way for CDL training. So here's where the real progress of the site comes through. You've got very thick-looking concrete. I mean, that's one thing you can say about these buildings, is that they look like they were built really sturdily. Sturdily? Is that a word? Sturdy. They look like they were built really sturdy. You've got the dust machine here that sprays water. It's like a snowmaking machine, basically. And yeah, these buildings look really sturdy. They're just old and not maintained anymore. You know, the industry has moved on from the area. So I'm sure they're not too keen on spending money they don't need to maintain buildings nobody's using, obviously. And look at this giant pile of steel over here. This is pretty crazy. I'm sure that'll get recycled. And it's pretty interesting that you can, like, see into the basement of the building now, too. I'll try to get a nice clean pan for you guys here. It's very interesting that one section's like a triangle. I wonder why it was shaped like that. It definitely looks like it was that way before the demolition started. And man, look at all the paint peeling off this thing. Or that's not even paint there. That's straight up crumbling concrete in that spot. But yeah, you can see down into the basement, or the belly of the beast, if you want to call it that. And then we'll go down a little bit further over here. You got all the bulldozers. Now, this particular section of the building used to be loading docks, clearly. And then they're down into the basement in that one part. And ooh, there's an open window over there. Can you see anything in it? No. And look at all these caterpillars, these excavators. Crazy. And they all have the little pressure crushing arm on them. And you can see down over here, these were the gates that the trucks had to go through. And very cool that the gates are still intact. A lot of the old IBM gates, they've been snapped off or broken off. So you can see where the tractor trailers used to come through the gate and drive down here. And then the loading docks were right behind them in that spot over there. So yeah, there's a look at what's at the progress that's been made at the IBM Endicott facility, the birthplace of IBM. And a lot of people are wondering what's going to go here. And I've heard it described as a shovel-ready site is what it'll be turned into, aka dirt and grass, probably. If you want to get a feel for what the site's going to look like when demolition is done, look no further than the old BAE/GE site in Johnson City. And I'll take you guys over there and show you what that site looks like next, to give you a rough idea of what you might expect, at least in the short term, here at the former IBM facility. So if you're deep in thought trying to imagine what a shovel-ready site could look like in Endicott, this is the former site of GE and then BAE in Johnson City. This was a massive facility. I forget how many hundreds of thousands of square feet it was, but we're right along Main Street here in Johnson City. If you keep going that way, you'll be at Wilson Hospital in a few minutes. And then if you go down here, you're heading back towards Endicott and Endwell. This used to be the Aldi's grocery store. They closed and moved over closer to the Oakdale Commons, what used to be the Oakdale Mall. And yeah, this massive grass lot is probably what the IBM site will look like in the short term when demolition is done. Probably just a grass lot. And they've described it as a, quote, shovel-ready site. So if you can't use your imagination, this is what it's probably going to look like for a couple of years at least.